Hi there, I'm going to do a quick overview of the new firmware in the Canon 5D Mark II, which enables 24 frames a second HD video. As you can see, I've updated my firmware, and the firmware version says version 2.0.3, which as of this video is the current version that enables the HD 24 frames a second. Basically, you can access the new features in this menu setting, which is the middle yellow menu setting. And you can see down here at the bottom it says Live View / Movie Function Set. If I go into that and then scroll down, you can see at the second to bottom, movie recording size is set to 1920 by 1080 at 24 frames a second. If I go into that, you can see the other choices. You also have 1920 by 1080 at 30 frames a second, and then you also have a 640 by 480 at 30 frames a second. That's the non-HD video. So I'll leave it at the 1920 by 1080 at 24 frames a second. And then also I'll show you here, this is a new feature too. Under sound recording, it's currently set to auto. If I go into that, you can see that you can manually adjust your audio levels before starting to shoot a video. So this is kind of handy if you're using an external microphone or external audio source. If you're using the built-in camera microphone, auto probably will work the best. In fact, auto might work the best for most situations anyway, but it's nice to have that feature, and that's something that's new with this firmware. A lot of professional videographers like to shoot in PAL as well, and you can do that, and as well as you could have also done this before with different with earlier firmware versions, but I'll show you that as well. You can shoot in PAL. So under video system here, as you can see, it says NTSC, but if I go into that, I can actually change that to PAL. So, a lot of professionals prefer to shoot in PAL when they're shooting cinematically and stuff like that. And then, of course, you still have the same settings here available to you in terms of the 24 frames a second now, as well as the sound recording is now adjustable. Something else they also added with this version of the firmware is when it says 30 frames a second, it's actually now a more professional and industry standard 29.97 frames a second. So they've also enhanced that. I think there's also a few other little minor enhancements as well, which you can see on Canon's website. I will post a link in the notes here to where you can download this new firmware and get more information about it. So this is just a quick overview, and let me actually go into the live video mode. So as you can see here, it says 24 frames a second, right here at 1920 resolution and 24 frames a second. So it tells you right there. And I can also adjust, my video by, stopping down. So I'm currently in aperture priority mode, so I can adjust the f-stop here. If I were to switch to manual mode, I could actually adjust the f-stop and the shutter speed completely independently. But right here, if I do the control dial on the back, I can adjust my exposure as well for the video. So I still have, full manual controls of my video. I had that before in prior versions of the firmware. Just now I can shoot at 24 frames per second video, and then I also have some more enhanced audio functions. Those are the two main features of this new firmware. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave comments, rate it. If you have any questions, also please feel free to leave those. And that's it.